Pacing is hard. Even experienced swimmers struggle to find that sweet spot where you're pushing just enough, but not too much. You go out too fast and you blow up halfway through your race. On the other hand, if you hold back too much, you finish the race wishing that you'd given more. What makes it even harder is that most swimmers don't actually know what swimming at different effort levels feels like. That's why I teach my swimmers to break it down into simple levels of effort, so they can start to feel the difference between an aerobic pace, a threshold pace, and an all-out sprint. Once you get that awareness, you can start to recognize your specific pace for different distances, like what your threshold pace feels like for your 100 versus your 500. It's one of the most powerful tools for building consistency and confidence in your training. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to find those paces for yourself and how to train them so that they actually stick. Pacing is your ability to maintain a consistent speed across a set, a rep, or a race without falling apart. But more importantly, it's about matching your effort to the specific energy system that you're trying to train. Here's what that means. If you're swimming at a level 2, steady, you're training your aerobic base. The effort should feel smooth and sustainable, even across longer repeats like 400s or 800s. If you're training around a level 3, strong, you're hovering around your aerobic threshold. It's challenging, but still repeatable. It's great for building endurance with a bit of speed. Level 4 bridges the gap between your aerobic and your anaerobic systems. It's where you're building speed and power, but still maintaining some control. You're not sprinting, but you're absolutely not cruising either. Level 5 pushes primarily into your anaerobic zone. You're working at or near your max, tapping into the energy systems that rely on speed and power, not oxygen. It's intense, short-lived, and demands longer recovery between reps. Each of these levels targets a specific physiological system, and if you're not pacing correctly, you could miss the entire point of the set. Let's say your coach assigns 6 100s at threshold pace. That should feel like an effort level 3 to 4, strong and fast but under control. If you go out at a level 5, you might crush the first repeat but then fade out by the third. On the flip side, if you go out too easy, you're not training the right system and getting the intended benefits of the set. So pacing isn't about just holding a time on the clock. It's about holding the right effort across the right distance. And when you can start to consistently match your pace to your effort level, that is when your training starts to click. You're building a system that performs on demand. Most swimmers think they're pacing, but what they're really doing is guessing. They rely too much on the clock and not what their body is telling them. Or they ignore pacing altogether and swim every set at the same moderate effort level, no matter the goal of the set. What's the problem with that? Not every rep should feel the same. If you're trying to improve your aerobic endurance, you need to focus at least half your effort in that level 2 to 4 zone, that steady, repeatable rhythm where you can hold your form and build efficiency. On the other hand, if you're training speed and power, then you need to push half your workouts up into that level 4 and 5 zone. And trust me, those efforts feel very different. But if you've never taken the time to connect how you feel to how fast you're going, then your pacing becomes a guessing game. That's why so many swimmers fade halfway through a set, or overtrain without realizing it, or get stuck, feeling like they're doing the same workouts without seeing any progress. They're swimming, but they aren't targeting. So, how do you stop guessing and start pacing with a real purpose? You learn to match what the clock says to how you feel. Start simple. Pick a repeat distance that you swim often, like 100s. Swim a few at level 2, steady effort. Look at the clock at the end of each repeat and remember your times. Now, do the same thing at level 3, strong. Push the pace slightly and keep your form and technique clean. Again, swim by feel first, then check the result. This is how you start building internal awareness of what your paces feel like, not just you reacting to the clock when you touch the wall. Your goal is to create a mental library of what each effort level feels like at different distances. And I'm telling you, it sticks. Even now, 10 years removed from elite training, and I can still rattle off what my paces used to be. In training, from a push, my level 1 was about a 110. Level 2 was hovering around 105 to 107. Level 3 was about a 58. Level 4 around a 56. And level 5 was a 52 to 53. These paces were so dialed in that I didn't even need a pace clock. I just knew exactly what each level felt like. And now, coming back to the water, I'm relearning what those effort levels look like for me today. I'm finding my new standards, just like you. I have a general sense of where I am, but I'm still figuring out where I can push and when I need to hold. That's the process. It takes time, but it's worth it. Because once it clicks, you'll become your own internal pacing system. The more awareness you build around pacing, the more in control you become with your training. You unlock a whole new level of performance. Our PST effort levels aren't just ways to organize your workouts. They're a way to understand your body, your speed, and your progress. And when you connect how you feel with how fast you're going, that's when everything starts to click. If you want to see how this looks in action, my Swim With Me series episode 3 is coming soon. In this episode, I'll take you through a real workout where I apply these effort levels step by step. You can see how it all comes together in the pool. If sprinting is your weakness or you're just ready to swim faster, check out my Need for Speed program. It's a focused 6-week plan to help you find your top end speed. It uses my PST effort level methodology as the programming foundation. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe because I post new videos weekly. Thanks for tuning in. Happy training, and I'll catch you in the next one.